Hey everybody, Dr. K here, Dr. Kareem Samori, and welcome to Fat Loss Kryptonite. When your exercise program is Superman and your diet and nutritional habits are Kryptonite themselves. What this means is you could get the first 50% perfectly right. In fact, you could be doing everything correctly with your exercise program, dropping some body fat, but really not seeing the results you want, and possibly not even seeing any fat loss result at all. That's actually really depressing, right? Because your nutritional habits could be working as kryptonite to your exercise program. Let me give you a couple of examples. You know, if you drink a couple of beers every single night, doesn't matter how hard you work out, you're not going to get rid of the beer belly. And I'm not going to tell you not to have fun. I'm going to tell you that moderation counts, and that's brand new, right? No, I know it's not. But what about simple nutritional strategies that work on an everyday basis? Before I go forward, though, let me just introduce you to where we are right now. You see, we're in Yardley. This is the Delaware River. Across the river, that's actually New Jersey. We're on the Pennsylvania side. Over here, you'll see that's a railroad bridge, and this is what I get to drive home looking at each and every night. I wanted to share that with you because I just see it as like such a relaxing, invigorating area. It's a really nice territory. There's deer out here all the time on the other side in the field across the road. It's beautiful. So, you know, that's another piece is mindset. So let's get into this, all right? First of all, exercise. Let's say you're doing double-edged fat loss. You got all your exercise program down. You're working through all three energy systems, and you're truly putting your best effort forth. You fix some of the joint pain, you're improving coordination and strength, and now you're getting the fact that muscle equals your metabolism, and you're going to start shaving down your body fat over time as your metabolism increases and diet remains the same. But what happens if we take a shift into your mind and we start saying believing in success and using the practice of affirmations as you learned in yesterday's video? Well, now we started to complete two parts out of those three. Alright, so now let's get to the diet part, or the nutrition, because diet's sort of like a dirty word. That suggests by pure nature that you're doing things on a temporary scale. But what about things like incorporating baby carrots into your diet and increasing fiber intake so you can clean out your gut and absorb nutrients better? So that when you're actually increasing peristalsis through the reactive process following exercise, where you have this like super stimulation of your sympathetic nervous system, and then after that parasympathetic goes up and sympathetic goes down, and parasympathetic is like that digestive process. Remember to take a look at digestive exercise, which is an article I wrote. If you have any questions about that, I'm happy to share it with you. But essentially, following increased sympathetic stimulation results in decreased sympathetic stimulation as you fall off your exercise program, whereas you stop, and increased parasympathetic activation, which is like your relaxed nervous system as opposed to your fight or flight. It's like your relax and digest, or rest and digest is, you know, the way it rhymes for you to be able to think about it. So you have fight or flight is sympathetic, rest and digest is parasympathetic. Well, peristalsis is like the movement of your intestines to be able to excrete the contents in your gut. This movement actually is enhanced when you have less gunk buildup in your intestinal walls. So that means by increasing fiber intake, you're actually gonna, well, improve this process, put less strain on your system. Makes intuitive sense, but a simple strategy like that could be all the difference. What about how much your stomach has to overwork by simply not hydrating yourself properly? By not putting food into, well, what happens to food? What happens to that piece of bread when you dip it in water? It gets softer and it wants to fall apart, right? We all know that. So we need to properly hydrate ourselves with each and every meal. I recommend a really easy strategy for that, which is a glass of water in the morning, glass of water last thing before you go to bed, glass of water before you start every single meal, and then casually drink it throughout your meals. You're going to intake plenty of water when you do that, even if you're not having it during your workouts, which isn't necessarily recommended. But this is how you avoid the bloated feeling and still end up eating the right quantities, hydrating your cells properly to increase metabolism, and simultaneously assisting in digestion. Remember, in one sense, we want to put the least strain on your system possible during rest activities, or, well, rest activities sounds oxymoronic, doesn't it? But you get the idea. Whereas during your actual activity bout or exercise program, we want to put as much strain onto your system as possible, so when it goes through the recovery process, it could truly recover. Okay? And it's going to be this combination between the two that's ultimately going to lead to your fat loss success. Let's talk about a couple of other strategies. For example, you know, you might be saying, well, should I have 23 grams of protein? You know, and you start playing with these numbers and you say, well, how much is the right amount? What about the first 90%? Do you have carbs, proteins, and fats in every single meal? Are you roughly at a ratio of 4 grams of fat to 7 grams of protein to 9 grams of carbs? If not, you're actually killing your energy and you're putting it down low. Do you eat a relatively clean diet? Do you eat organic more than you eat non-organic? You know, do you choose single ingredient items before you choose multi-ingredient items? Once you start implementing these strategies and stay away from eating out as often, choose a little bit better and plan out your week's meals as opposed to haphazardly deciding you're starving and going for it. Well, now we're not talking about Superman and Kryptonite, we're talking about a match made in heaven. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. K, or Dr. Kareem Samori. I'm so happy to be here with a Fat Loss Kryptonite video for you and to be able to share this beautiful scenery around Sunset in Yardley, Pennsylvania. I'm really grateful that you're a part of all this, and I'm really looking forward to showing you the heart rate spiker mini sets tomorrow. I think you're really going to enjoy that stuff. I appreciate your involvement on the blog. Make sure you comment below. I'd love to just keep taking care of you and keep offering better and better information as we go along. Again, in summary for today, I want you to increase fiber intake in your diet. I want you to start planning out your meals a week ahead, if not 30 days ahead. Follow that goals list. Get your mindset right. Go ahead and concentrate on your exercise program with strategy, but don't forget the strategy to the other half, which is your, well, that dirty word, diet or nutritional habits. And remember always that this is something that you can do and you should never ever give up on, because that's just simply not going to work, and failure has never been an option. I'm really happy to be here with you today, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.